Welcome to Just Gist TV. This is the moment nobody saw coming, yet everyone is talking about. Brian Okora has finally broken his silence in the most unexpected way. And what he openly confessed about Sonia Uche has left the internet stunned. For weeks, Sonia Uche's name has been dragged through one of the most chaotic and emotionally charged Nollywood online storms in recent times. From rumors linking her to Maurice Sam, to leaked messages, public blame games, and constant online attacks, the actress became the center of a narrative she never publicly invited. Through it all, she chose silence, a move that divided opinion and fueled even more speculation. Many people believed that silence meant weakness. They were wrong. In a now widely shared statement that has taken over social media timelines, Brian Okora openly declared his feelings towards Sonia Uche in a way that instantly shifted the tone of the entire conversation. His words were calm, intentional, and deeply emotional. According to multiple reports and viral clips circulating online, Brian Okora stated clearly that Sonia Uche deserves peace and quiet in what he described as an already chaotic phase of her life. That single sentence alone shook the internet. Fans immediately began replaying the clip, analyzing every word, every pause, and every expression. Critics who had spent weeks questioning Sonia's character suddenly found themselves reevaluating their stance. The confession was not loud or dramatic, but it was powerful enough to command attention. Brian Okora went further. He reportedly vowed to guide and protect Sonia Uche from continuous online dragging, unnecessary shades, and harmful narratives that have followed her name in recent weeks. For many observers, this was not just a declaration of affection, but a public commitment to stand beside her in the face of relentless scrutiny. The reaction was instant. Fans flooded comment sections with emotional responses. Some described the confession as mature and reassuring. Others said it felt like a rare moment of sincerity in an online space often driven by clout and controversy. Many supporters praised Brian Okora for choosing words of peace instead of fueling more drama. Critics, however, were left stunned. For weeks, several online commentators had framed Sonia Uche as the silent instigator of ongoing tension involving Maurice Sam and Paul Watts. Brian Okora's words directly challenged that narrative. By emphasizing Sonia's need for peace, he subtly reframed her as someone affected by chaos rather than responsible for it. That shift mattered. Entertainment analysts quickly weighed in, noting that public confessions in Nollywood often come with mixed reactions. But what made this moment different, they said, was the absence of provocation. Brian Okora did not attack anyone. He did not reference Maurice Sam directly. He did not dismiss other parties. Instead, he focused entirely on Sonia's well-being. That focus earned respect. Fans began revisiting Sonia Uche's past actions, interviews, and public appearances. Many pointed out that she has consistently avoided public confrontations, even when dragged repeatedly. Her silence, once criticized, now appeared intentional and protective. Online discussions exploded. Some fans interpreted Brian Okora's confession as confirmation of a deeper relationship. Others argued that it reflected emotional support rather than romance. Regardless of interpretation, one thing was clear: his words added a new layer of seriousness to the entire situation. Critics attempted to downplay the confession, suggesting it was a publicity move or a strategic response to shifting public sentiment. However, those arguments struggled to gain traction in the face of overwhelming positive reactions. Many viewers noted the tone of Brian Okora's voice, describing it as calm, protective, and deliberate. Unlike dramatic outbursts seen in previous weeks, this confession felt grounded. Sonia Uche, once again, did not immediately respond. Her silence following Brian Okora's statement became a topic of discussion in itself. Fans debated whether she would eventually address it or continue maintaining her composure. Some argued that her silence amplified the sincerity of his words. Others believed it reflected respect and trust. The internet remained divided, but less hostile. One of the most striking outcomes of the confession was how quickly the tone of criticism softened. Accounts that previously fueled speculation shifted to neutral commentary. Some even deleted earlier posts. Fan pages that once defended aggressively began advocating calm and patience. The narrative had changed. Observers noted that Brian Okora's vow to protect Sonia from online dragging was symbolic. In an industry where public figures often remain silent to avoid backlash, his willingness to speak up stood out. It sent a message that emotional safety matters as much as public image. Conversations soon extended beyond the individuals involved. Many fans began discussing the emotional toll of constant online scrutiny, especially on women in the entertainment industry. Sonia Uche's situation became an example of how narratives can spiral out of control when speculation replaces facts. Brian Okwara's statement, according to these fans, served as a reminder that real people live behind trending topics. Critics who remained skeptical questioned whether public protection was necessary or performative. They argued that true support happens privately. However, supporters countered that public dragging requires public correction. That debate continues. Meanwhile, the confession reignited interest in Sonia Uche's recent activities. Old videos resurfaced, interviews were reanalyzed, and fan theories multiplied. Some speculated that Brian Okora's decision to speak now was influenced by the intensity of recent attacks. Others believed he had reached a breaking point. Regardless of motive, the impact was undeniable. Maurice Sam's name briefly trended again, but not in the way many expected. Instead of accusations, fans questioned whether his earlier statements unintentionally contributed to the chaos Sonia faced. Comparisons between how different parties handled the situation became a major talking point. Pearl Watts was also mentioned in passing by commentators, though Brian Okora did not reference her at all. His silence on other parties was interpreted by many as intentional, aimed at avoiding further escalation. That restraint earned praise. As the hours passed, hashtags related to Sonia Uche began trending positively. Messages of support poured in from fans across platforms. Some expressed relief, saying the confession felt like closure. Others said it brought balance to a story that had become emotionally exhausting. For Sonia Uche's supporters, this moment felt validating. They argued that Brian Okora's words confirmed what they had believed all along, that Sonia was unfairly dragged into situations she did not create. For critics, the confession forced reconsideration. Entertainment insiders weighed in cautiously, reminding audiences that public statements should not be overinterpreted. Still, even they acknowledged that the tone and content of Brian Okora's words were unusually thoughtful. As reactions continue to unfold, one thing remains consistent: admiration. Whether viewed as romantic, protective, or supportive, Brian Okora's confession resonated because it centered peace over chaos. In a digital environment driven by conflict, that choice stood out. Sonia Uche remained silent. And in that silence, many see strength. As fans and critics continue to debate what this confession truly means, the online atmosphere has undeniably shifted. The dragging has slowed. The accusations have softened. And the conversation has taken a more reflective turn. This moment may not end the saga completely. Online narratives rarely disappear overnight. But it has introduced a new tone, one rooted in empathy, restraint, and accountability. Brian Okora spoke. Sonia Uche remained composed. And the internet listened. Stay with Just Gist TV as we continue to follow every reaction, insider update, and new developments surrounding Brian Okora, Sonia Uche, and the unfolding Nollywood conversation.